So this is, you've joined me on a Tuesday for the second episode of the weekly Mashup. Hope you enjoyed the first one. So the reason why you joined me on a Tuesday is because yesterday my van was in for an MOT, the little van. And I can't remember if I said this in the last video or not, but I can bet my house on it that it will need new tyres. So the van failed its MOT on one tyre, but the other three were like advisories. The disc pad, the brake discs needed doing, and a few other little bits and pieces. But yeah, I could have bet my house on it that it needed new tyres. Every year it needs new tyres. So it's not like I drive it around like Colin McRae or out like that, but for some reason it needs new tyres every year. So that's that. So it's still off the road today. I've asked them to put a new battery in it as well because I broke down. I keep breaking down, so I keep having to, there's not enough power going into the battery. It's the original battery. It's about 10 years old, apparently. And so I've been driving around with one of them booster packs for the last few months. So that's being done. The jet wash, that doesn't work, which I found out when I was doing 70 down the bypass, and I couldn't see out the windscreen, so I had to pull over into a lay-by to clean it off. So that was that's being done. So hopefully I'm back on the road tomorrow, which is Wednesday, because I'm driving around in the big van. I don't like going to surveys in the big van for some reason. Can't get parked as easy and stuff like that. I've just been out to Retford. I've done 2 jobs out there. They look promising. Big houses. Good rapport with the customers. So that's good. The lads are out of Retford actually today on a return customer. They're fitting an internal bifold. And then now I am going to... I've just been to MKM to pick up some stuff for my house. And then I am going to a customer's house that we did a front composite door and a back PVC door last week or the week before. And he's just come back to it. He's paid his money. He's really happy. He's just come back to us and said there's a small but significant scratch in the glass. Now, like I say, he was happy on the day. He inspected them while the lads were there. He signed his customer satisfaction sheet, which is what we get every customer to do now. And then about 5 days later, he said there's a scratch. Now, if it's on the inside of the glass, like between the 2 panes, that's obviously a manufacturing fault. I can get that changed free of charge. But obviously it's still my time or one of the lads' time. So it's just really annoying. So that's that. So hopefully it's on the inside. I've got a feeling from what he was saying it's actually on the outside. Now, this is why we get people to sign customer satisfaction sheets. You know, we leave them to it, inspect it, we're going to tidy up, so you're not under pressure or out like that. Then you sign your sheet. That means you're happy with it. He obviously was, because he signed it and he paid that night as well. So it's one of them. Do you hold him, a really nice customer as well? Do you hold that sheet up in front of him and say, well, you signed it? Or do you just get on with it? It'll be a toughened bit of glass because it's in a door. All glass indoors needs to be toughened. A little tip if you're watching this and you didn't know. So yeah, do you argue that fact, or do you just get on with it and change it? It's probably going to cost between, I don't know, 60 and 80 quid for a new bit of glass, plus half an hour to change it. Is it worth the argument? But this is the annoying thing. Let's just say it is between the 2 bits of glass. It's still our time to do it. You may get the glass free of charge from your supplier, but we don't get compensated for the time, and it's really annoying. But it'll never change. It won't change anytime soon. So I'm going to head there now. I'm going to see if I can get a bit of footage for you whilst I'm there. So let's go. So I've been back at the office for a couple of hours now. It's 10 to 5. I'm actually leaving early for me. Went to that job. I asked him if I could just film a little bit and he said no. So fair enough. But luckily there wasn't a scratch on the glass. The customer was he was fine. She was like, no, it's definitely a scratch. I went, it kind of looks like a scratch, but I says, I don't think it is. She went, no, it's definitely a scratch. She was very standoffish. But sometimes on the glass, can't show you on that one, but there's basically the two bits of glass. Let me see if I can find a bit of glass. Hold that thought. Aha. So, I'll get you in the light. I'll take this active. Right, here we go. Glass unit. Here is, so they put some stuff between it. Can't remember what the name is. Anyway, you can see it a bit better here. Tell you what, let me put this camera down and I'll show you. So, here, it's like a black tar type thing. So what happens is that sticks the two glass units together. That sometimes runs onto the glass, depending on how good your glass manufacturers are. That runs onto the glass, it leaves a little bit of a mark. The lads have took the excess off when they've cleaned it on the install, but it's just still left a little bit of residue. And all I had to do was get my nail on it and clean it off. And that's all it was. So I'm happy that it wasn't a new unit. Customer was happy. She finally come around. She was happy after I showed her that. Everybody's happy. So I'm happy now because I'm going home on time and we'll be back for Wednesday tomorrow. My van is still not ready, so I will be in the big van and both vans are out tomorrow, so I won't have any transport. I can get to work, but if I need to go anywhere in the day, I'll have to walk, which I won't be doing. Right, see you tomorrow.